The most engaging, impactful, informative, and entertaining talk show ever. Get ready to hear the voices of many local, state, and national artists, musicians, comedians, pastors, athletes, and politicians. It's time for South Florida Live with Jeffrey Brown.
Hey, look at here, look at here. Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Listen, um, welcome to the South Florida Live Podcast. I'm your host, Jeffrey Brown. Come on in, everyone. Yes, the setting is different. Yes, it is. Come on in, y'all. This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Hey, listen, come on in, everyone that's viewing. It's going to be a fantastic, phenomenal night tonight. Um, hey, it's an evening of talking finance with the lady, the one and only Lisa Roger Cherry. Hey, listen, you don't want to miss this. I'm telling you guys, you don't want to miss this episode on tonight. So if you are tuned in, come on and tune in. Come on, come on. Those that are tuned in, come on in. Hey, listen, I always tell you, if I say good evening, someone say good evening back to me. Let me know that you can hear us well. Sound is going well. As you see, we have relocated the studio for tonight. We had some things happening in my neighborhood on tonight. So we had to relocate, and thank God for relocation and friends that we can continue this because we both did not want to postpone this tonight. I was excited. I think Steve's excited. But hey, listen, it's a night that you won't forever, ever, ever forget on tonight. So come on. If you hear me well, those that are viewing, help me out for me, please. If everything is sounding good, you hear the sound is everything is fine. You can hear me well. You hear the music well. Let me know. Give me some thumbs up, some hearts, some likes, or something. Would you do that for me, please? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Would you do that for me? So once again, if you are viewing me right now, let me know if everything is good. I'm just trying to get a little check, trying to get a check, trying to get a check. Come on in. It's going to be a wonderful night, y'all. So you don't want to miss tonight. You don't want to miss this evening. Um, hey, my sister, Pam, God bless you. So sound is great. Everything is good. You hear the music. Hey, Lady Elaine, God bless you. Peace and blessings to you. Thank you for joining us on this evening. If everything is sounding good, let me know. Give me some thumbs up. Say, hey, okay. Music is fine and all. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Somebody said, yo, yeah, okay. Um, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Those that are viewing. Hey, listen. Woo, we're going to get started in a few, but I want to get everybody in. Come on in. Yep, 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 yep. Keith Adams. Hey, man, God bless you. Peace and blessings. Um, all right, thumbs up. I get a thumb. I got a thumbs up, so that means the sound is great. You can hear me, and all is well. Music is fine, not overbearing. Everything looks great. Picture is fine. Thank you so much. Because we had to shift the studio tonight, and like I said, there was some things going on in my neighborhood. So we had to relocate on tonight. So hey y'all, yeah, and I need to know if once again I need to know if everything is good. If everything sounds great, okay, we're good. All right. We said everybody said we're good, so we're good. I just want to make sure because I need to make sure that you guys can hear tonight. You can hear our special guest on tonight with no problems, no interruption, no nothing that goes on wrong. So thank you. Those that are viewing by Facebook, you know what to do. Go ahead and like and share. Like and share. Thank you, Mr. Keith Adams. Go ahead and like and share. Um, I need you to tag at least about 10 to 15 people tonight that you know who can benefit from this podcast, from this episode on tonight. Would you do that for me? Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Those that are viewing by YouTube, thank you for viewing. Hit the like and share button if you will. I appreciate that. If it's your first time viewing us on from YouTube, I need you to do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Do that for me. And once you hit that, there will be a little bell you see. Click on that bell, hit all notifications. That way you'll get notified every time we go live. If you would do that for me. Thank you so much, so much, so much. All right, we're gonna give it. I think everything is fine. Everybody's saying we're good. You can hear us well. You can see me well. So good. And I want to give our special guest as much time as she needs. I don't want to rush her tonight because I even want to learn and intake some of this stuff, some of the things that she has to share with us on this evening. Okay. So I appreciate those that tuning in, that's locked in. Thank you so much. Once again, if you're viewing by Facebook, come on, go ahead and share, hit a like, hit share and tag some people, text some folks, let them know the South Florida Live podcast is on, and we are. It's an evening it's an evening of talking finance. Yes, we are talking finance on tonight. Okay, so we're gonna do that. All right. Listen, I'm gonna give you about 20 seconds. 20 seconds, 20 seconds, and we're gonna get started. 20 seconds, we're gonna get this party started. Okay? We're gonna do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone that's tuning in. Thank you, everyone that's making comments right now, saying hello, 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 hello. Appreciate you guys joining. 10 seconds. 5. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Good evening to you. Let's share. Good evening, good evening. God bless you. All right, all right, all right. Hey, listen, it's that time. It's that time. We're not going to prolong it because I am so excited. I am so excited about this evening, and so excited to have this special guest, this amazing person, this amazing young lady with us on tonight. Listen, I am so excited. When I reached out, and they responded back, not immediately, but they responded back and just said yes, they would do it. You know, I was excited, ran around the house after the conversation. So listen, I'm so excited because I've watched her for years, for months and months and months and months and months. Come on and give her tips, financial tips, some that I have took upon myself to do myself. One was the flowers. I don't know if you remember. She did a tip about flowers, creating your own flowers for Mother's Day and for just for the gift to for the special loved ones. I went to Dollar Tree, boy, right away, boy. And I say, okay, I create my own flowers. I ain't got to be spending all that money. All right, so some of her tips are amazing. So we're going to hear about some of this stuff, and we're going to talk to her on tonight. She's going to share with us tonight. So once again, thanks for everyone that's tuning in. Ms. Roundtree, God bless you. Peace and blessings to you as well. All right. I think it's that time. I think it's that time. I think it's that time. Um, that she go. It's the one, it's the only. It's my sister, y'all. Lisa Roger Cherry. God bless you, my sister. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you doing?
Great. Hello, hello, Jeff. So good to be here. Can you hear me?
Yes, hear you well.
Good. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. And you just made me laugh with my tips.
Oh yeah.
Passions.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I trust me. I listened well, and I okay. The flower. Oh, okay. I like that. Uh-huh. I mean, because your tips are so strong and so helpful in a many way. Because a lot of people, go out. We're probably gonna get into it about spending so much money on some things when you can just do some things very simple. But it looks great. It comes out and look fine. So hey, y'all. It's that time. It's that time. I'm not going to prolong it because it's that time to. Okay, where is it? Uh huh. Yeah. We're about to talk about it, y'all. Yes, we are. We about to get with it. If you don't know, um, before we really get her in tune, but this is something that we're going to talk about. It's about the money, y'all. All right. Hey, Miss Terry, listen, I've been knowing you for a while, but I want you to just come on and let's express yourself and share with my audience just who is the one, the only Lisa Roger Cherry. Who's this wonderful person?
Well, thank you so much. I actually remember meeting you in high school, summer PE. Do you remember that?
Oh, don't go back there. Whew,
That's
Jesus.
where I first met you, summer PE in high school.
Yes,
Anyway, my name is Lisa
yes.
Rogers Cherry, and I'm currently a community development consultant and a financial literacy coach. And most recently, I got my real estate license back, so I'm a realtor
Saw
again.
that. Saw that.
I started teaching financial literacy more than 25 years ago when I was executive director for a community development corporation, where I helped individuals become first-time home buyers. And Jeff, they kept a record. I helped more than 1,000 individuals and families
Wow.
become first-time home
Wow.
buyers, which is
Wow.
kind of phenomenal because I wasn't there that long before I became a stay-at-home mom. And I became a stay-at-home mom at the wishes of my husband. And I thought, what in the world? I have 2 degrees. I graduated from Spelman and University of Florida College of Law. But he wanted me to become a stay-at-home mom. And at the time, my pastor and my mentors both told me, hey, submit yourself to your husband. And I was like,
That's it.
okay.
That's it. That's
The
it. That's it.
Bible says. And I was like,
The
okay.
Bible says.
So I did it. I mean, I was kicking and screaming as a strong
Yeah.
Spelman woman, but I
Right.
did that, and I don't regret it because my children are amazing, and they work hard, and they've become productive citizens and good people. So I'm happy
Yeah.
that I did that. And when my son was born, I wrote my first book entitled "Lifting the Burdens of Debt." And it was my way of giving back to my clients. I wanted to do something because I kind of felt like I left them in a lurch. And I did that and sold more than 15,000 copies and started speaking across the country. It wasn't intentional. It was just me doing something to get out of the house and, with my kids in tow. It was a great experience. And um, a mom of 2. I'm a mentor. I'm an alum. I'm active with the Alumni Association. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Um, I love helping people. I'm blessed to be a blessing. So here I am.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot. And trust me, I watched the journey. I watched the journey. I watched the journey. Hey, listen, you mentioned about the book. We were going to ask you about it. You mentioned about, but what was the drive to get you to the point where you said, you know what? Uh, because I want to write a book. What took you here? What made you write this book, Lifting Burdens of Debt? Why this book? Why that time?
I promise you, Jeff, it wasn't my intention, but I kind of felt guilty. And sometimes I think your subconscious and God's plan works together when they collide. I woke up 3 nights in a row at 3 a.m. And the third night, I got up and went to my computer and started typing. And I was just like, okay, what am I doing? You know, I'm typing and typing. 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 nights in a row, I started typing and I kept typing until I had what I thought was something that I could give to my clients. Because remember, I told you when I left, I felt like I left them. We had what we called a first-time homebuyers club, and we would meet monthly with individuals who needed a little bit more help, a little bit more hand-holding, where we helped them with their credit, we helped them to learn how to budget, we helped them to save. So I wrote it in the book so that they could have it when I wasn't there. So it
Mm,
was my gift to them, something to give back to them. And my book is just a common sense approach to handling your daily finances. I talk about budgeting, saving, grocery shopping, not lending to family members, all kinds of stuff, just basic, everyday, common sense stuff.
right. So since we're there, we're in that place right now, and you expressed about the book and why. So please let my for my audience, those that are viewing, those that are watching that may not know, could you define financial freedom? Could you define that for us?
To me, financial freedom, it means being able to make life decisions without being stressed out about financial fallout of those decisions. Whatever decisions you make, that you can breathe when you make a decision. I mean, being able to go into a store and not worry about, okay, wait, do I have enough to pay for my medicine? Do I have enough to pay my light bill and my groceries? I mean, that's the basic part of what financial freedom is, but they're different scales. I mean, if I'm a multimillionaire, financial freedom means something different to me than if I'm, someone who's just living paycheck to paycheck. But being able to make life decisions without being stressed out on any level is what I believe financial freedom is.
Yeah. And to get to that point of financial freedom, that's not something that you wake up and that's something that you can just do within a day or two.
Right.
Is that
Unless
yeah,
unless you play those games at the grocery store and the
just yeah, unless you do the scratch off and the lotto and that yeah. So
otherwise it takes time.
so it takes time. It takes time to reach that level of financial freedom, but it's possible.
Oh yeah,
It's
absolutely.
possible.
I've seen people who I grew up with, who I've known all my life, who I mean are family members, friends, classmates who are so financially free. I mean, when I say blessed to be a blessing to others, they could literally just stroke you a check and not worry about it.
Mm,
That's the financial freedom I'm talking about. Now, I may be able to buy you lunch one day, and it's like at different points you experience different things, and God blesses all of us. And I've learned to be grateful for whatever I have, and the more gratitude I show, it seems like the more He blesses me. And I'm a big journalist. I write in my journal every day. If it's
mhm.
only God bless me to be a blessing to others, whatever it is, something every day, a goal, a dream, a quote that I heard, something that struck me, or something I saw on Facebook or TikTok. And yes, I'm on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of the social media platforms. And it's amazing how you hear different things and you say, oh, wait a minute, this is a great idea. Different things work for different people. And some things are just, there are a lot of scams out. I have a financial tip about
Mm,
scammers. I have a chapter in my book about scammers. I mean, there's so many bad people out there, so much fraud going on. You just have to be careful.
yeah. Hey, listen, y'all. Before we go a little further, now she has agreed to come every week, and she's going to talk finance. She's going to give tips every Thursday. So we're just doing this introduction thing, but I'm gonna let her loose in a few minutes though. But every Thursday she's gonna come and give us great tips. Now we just talked about the financial freedom, but we know to get that financial freedom, you have to be debt free. So what should people consider when they're working at becoming debt free? Because
Well,
for us, for them to get to that free finance, that has to be a plus.
one of the first things that I tell my clients, Jeff, is to consider setting goals. I mean, whether you have $1 million or $1, you have to plan for what you have. Whether it's short term, mid range, and long term goals. I set goals every year. I do vision boarding. I talk to my family, to my kids, and say, okay, what are we going to do this year? Where do we want to go? What's on the table? What trips are you all taking? I mean, because my kids travel. I mean, they are the travelingest kids I've never seen in my life. I mean, my daughter just graduated from China last year, and my son
Right.
just went to Rwanda for his study abroad. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. They have gas on their chest or money in their shoes or something where they feel the need to go. And I mean, and they figure out how to get there. So that's a part of working to become debt free. Setting goals to say, hey, I want to take a trip. I mean, it could be a trip to the Keys. We live in South Florida. Sometimes we go to the Keys for a weekend or go for the day. It's planning. It's all about planning. What is it that you want to try to accomplish? Do you have someone to help you to reach your goals? Do you have children or family members to consider? I suggest you start with a list of all your debt, look at the highest interest rates, pay some small ones to get you started. Consider getting another job to help you until you can pay off some more of the debt. And the biggest thing, Jeff, I always tell my clients, cut out frivolous spending and extras until you
Wow.
hit your goal. I mean, a
Right.
lot of my
Right.
clients are trying to get into home ownership. So we have to teach them to save. They need savings for the down payment. They need savings for a rainy day, because if you own a home, even if you have an apartment, things are going to happen. The refrigerator's going to break, the
Right.
window's going to break. Last week, I have 2 AC units. Both of the motors went out. And I was
Wow.
like, oh, and
Whoa, whoa,
in South
whoa.
Florida,
Mm, you
so
have
I'm
to have
telling the AC
it.
guy, come. And he happened to have one of the motors so I was like, okay. And he had to order the other one. But if he would have had both of them, I would have had to pay for both of them, that day. It's not like buy now, pay later. He was ready to install them. And I was ready for him to install them because it was hot in here. And
Mhm.
it's just things will happen. You have to have money saved to set aside. I mean, if you're trying to buy a house, you have to save for the down payment. You have to, figure out what you're going to do and furnish it. And we'll talk about
Right.
some more with the house later, but
So,
just set
so now,
goals.
so now you talked about, you use your word. I'm gonna use my word. Foolish spending.
Hmm.
Um, Now part of that foolish spending could be, for my example, is that okay? You have food at home. You have food that you can cook at home, but you stop by Popeyes, churches, and Chick-fil-A to spend money to purchase food that you have food. Is that a part of that frivolous spending and
Right.
foolish?
It is. And the funny thing is, when I used to sit down with my clients to do their budgets, I'd say, okay, no eating out, we're going to cut out dining or whatever, the extra dining. When you have groceries at home, you can cook. The breakfast, lunch, and dinner is cheaper. But I stopped doing that. I let you tell me what you want to cut, because me telling you means nothing, because you're going to leave my office and go stop by Popeyes or whoever. But
Right,
if I tell you, this is our goal, your goal is to save. Now, whether you want to bring your lunch to work, or if you're going to have Popeyes, treat yourself to Popeyes one day of the week or whatever restaurant, you can do that. I stopped saying that. And that's in the tips that we're going to talk about later. I would say, don't spend your money at Starbucks or whatever. I stopped doing that. If you had a rough day and you need a Starbucks or whatever to get you over the hump, have it. But no, when you get home, you may have to cut something else. You can't stop by Popeyes too on the way home. You pick one, pick one thing, treat yourself. I'm going to treat myself. If I don't do anything else, I set certain goals. Like when I finished the real estate test, when I passed the real estate test, I was like, woo, okay, I'm treating myself to something. I didn't go spend millions of dollars because guess what? I have to
Mhm.
pay my real estate dues. I have to pay the broker. I have to pay all this other stuff.
Right.
But within reason, I said, you know what? I'm going to go to my favorite little lunch spot. When I know they have specials on Tuesday, I went there and treated myself. They have $1 boba drinks, the little tea drinks,
Yeah.
$1 on Tuesdays. So that was my treat for myself, and I told some of my friends to meet me there, and that's what we did.
Yeah, but some people think treating themselves is treating themselves to this lavish dinner.
It doesn't.
Um, it it don't have to be that. It can be something that's your favorite food or your favorite thing that you like, and it don't have to be expensive.
And you can go. I used to tell people, and it's in my book, that if you go during the early bird special, that steak is just as good at the early bird special as it is at 9 o'clock when you pay 3 times as much for that same steak or whatever it is. And what my son and I have been doing, he likes to eat out. I mean, that's his thing. He's like, let's go here. I'm like, well, we're gonna cook tonight, but maybe, on Thursday when they have a special, we can go there. And certain restaurants, I check. Google is my friend. I mean, I'm checking Yelp, I'm checking specials,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
coupon
right,
queen.
right.
My kids will tell you when they were growing up, no coupon, no pizza. I mean, Thursday nights were pizza nights because I didn't want to cook on Thursday nights because I used to have the classes that I taught on Thursday nights. So I would buy one get one free pizzas on Thursday nights, and they'd say, "Oh, it's pizza night." I'm like, "Who clipped the coupon? Nobody clipped the coupon. Guess what? You're gonna have leftovers from Wednesday."
Wow,
So
wow.
there's nothing wrong with leftovers. I do leftovers. So
I'm just starting to get into leftovers. I was not a leftover person, man, at first, man, until I got older. And then I had my son that lives with me. I'm like, we got to learn to do leftovers now.
yep.
Yeah,
And
because
that's
I
a big thing for me, Jeff. Not to cut you off, but like if I have a lunch meeting, I'm gonna bring half of it home for dinner. I don't have to knock myself and stuff myself and make myself sleepy from eating so much at lunch. I eat half of it, wrap it up, and I can bring it home for dinner. You
yeah,
know?
because now when I cook, I have at least some left over at least 2 days.
Right.
At least for 2 days. I've learned that. So now, being debt free is very important to get to that point where we have financial freedom. We have that financial freedom. We can go, we can spend how we want to spend, but not crazy spending. Um, so how and why is it so important to have a budget?
Oh, that's my favorite, the B word. A lot of people are afraid of budgeting. I believe in budgeting. I mean, I make the budget every year. I mean, and you can Google one or you can look at my book, or they have apps on your phone that you can download to set a budget. A budget is just your income minus your expenses to give you a bottom line. And you don't want a negative bottom line. All of your expenses minus your income minus all of your expenses. And I say that it's important that everybody has a budget, whether you have $1 or $1 million, because it's simply a spending guide. It helps you stay on track, and it tells you how much you have coming in and going out. And usually, Jeff, I'll do my budget in pencil because that way I can erase some things. And if I save a little extra, I can put a little extra in another department, in another category, another line item. It's critical that we budget. And I think it just helps keep you on track.
Yeah, it definitely does that, and that's a must for a budget. But a budget for some can be very, very strenuous, very tough. How important is it to be once you're in to be committed to maintaining that budget, and where do you start when you're trying to create that budget?
Well, I just list all of my expenses. I mean, just everything that I can think of, all the bills. I look on the things I have on automatic payment, the things that I mail out, and then take away the expenses and then see what I have left over and see what I can put in savings, see what I can afford to give. And when I do my budget, guess what? You have to remember, you have to tithe, you have to do certain things, and you have to put money away for emergencies because there are always going to be emergencies. So, I
Yeah,
mean, it's critical. And then that's why it's so important to save money, because what if something happens? I mean, it's not like it used to be where you can just go down and, to the bank and say, hey, I need this. You have so many other things going on that the bank may not be willing to give you a small loan. And these payday loan places are not good. Do not
Ooh, yeah,
not,
straight up,
do
straight
not
up.
go to the payday loan places. And I mean, I used to call them out, but I stopped because I don't want anybody to sue me. But I'm telling you, it's like being in a spider web. And if I've seen some of my clients that were in it, they could not get out of it. It was just like horrible. I mean, they have their paychecks garnished. It's just like continuously money going out, money going out, money going out. Don't do, if you can help it, do not do the payday loans. And I just saw a new commercial the other day. They said, you need $500? Call us. And I'm like, don't do it. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Because it's like you get caught up in it because it's like it's your crutch. It's not even a last result thing. You just all of a sudden you can get caught up in it and doing it until you get so used to doing it until you don't even know it's affecting you
Right.
until you like it's just like a revolving door, like a recycle,
And
like
you're
a
stuck.
you're not getting anything out of it. Nothing at all. So now we're in the budget. We're trying to build our budget. Is there I know I want to stay with the budget thing. Um is there a particular should you have a particular plan or idea of why you're budgeting and what's your purpose of your budget?
Absolutely. That goes back to the goals. I mean, for some people, they need something to look forward to or have something to work towards. I mean, a lot of people are looking to buy a house. People have kids going to school. They have different things that life. You want to go on vacation. Set your budget so that when the summer comes, you have money set aside, or when the holidays come. I remember being little, and my mom would do the Christmas saving plan, and I mean, you couldn't
Mm,
touch it until Christmas time. So we
mm,
knew that when Christmas came, we had money that was specifically set aside for Christmas. I mean, so
mm.
it's built in, that
Yeah,
you have to save.
yeah.
And just with me, I have two kids. Last year, I had two kids in school, in college. Well, one was getting a master's, and the other, my son was in college. So, hello, I need so and so. Hello, and you got to
You
make it
have
happen.
You
So,
got to make it happen. Yeah, you got to make it happen. So now we're at the budget. We're trying to build a budget. We're trying to be good at the budget. We have a purpose. We have a reason why we're budgeting, and you did it for a while. You had a good. You got used to it. You had a good pace, but now there's some things that you may want to purchase. So what should people keep in mind when considering a big purchase? Like a house, land, or a car while
that's
they're in the
good.
midst of that.
You have to remember, Jeff, that once you buy your house, you have to live after you get in the house. I mean, you can be in your house and sit in the dark if you want to, so you remember to continue to live after the purchase. You don't want to spend your entire paycheck on your house or whatever you're buying, your car. I mean, you have to live after that. You want some lights, you want some furniture, you need some groceries. So you can't just stop with the budget. You have to continue to
Right.
budget and watch it. And I mean, I do mine in pencil, like I said, so that if I have a little bit more in this category, I may be able to pay off, a little bit more of my credit cards one month or whatever my goals are. If I have two or three credit cards and I need to pay them down, then I may need to do something differently, to save a little bit more money so that I can get ahead.
Yeah. So, um, is it important to like I'd say if someone is trying to um, work hard at this budget and try and build their budget and organize and their focus is they're trying to purchase a house. How important is it for them to have, say, someone like you that's into finance, like a finance advisor? Is that a good idea to get involved with?
I would say so. They're now financial advisors, they're financial coaches. I mean, it just depends on what you're doing. When I started the Community Development Corporation years ago, that's what we were doing. They didn't call it coaching, but we helped first-time home buyers. And I mean, some people bought their houses within a year, and some people just bought their house like last year. And it's been 20 something years since I left. My son just turned 20, so it was more than 20 years ago, that I left. So it just takes different people different amounts of time, and we held their hands, through whatever means we needed to help them save. We matched them with different banks that had special programs. We identified grants and loans that the different cities have. So I'm still doing that now, and trying to help people to get to where they need to go. So it's critical. If you can have a coach, if finances are not your strong suit, get some help.
Yeah. Now, so we're at the budget. We're thinking about purchasing a home or a car. How important is credit, and what amount of credit is appropriate when we're talking about we're at a budget, we're trying to get out of debt, and how important is credit?
Credit is critical. I mean, no matter what you do, even now with trying to apply for a job, some of the employers pull your credit score. I mean, getting car insurance, almost everything requires you having decent credit. So if you can, make sure you do everything you can to keep your credit as good as possible. Even when you purchase a house, I think when we were doing the program, and still now, most of the banks will look at you less than 640, a 640 credit score.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and the better your credit is, the lower the interest rate is. So that's a good thing. Credit is critical.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Now, okay, so help us with this. School is out now. School is out. Um, as you have a college student that's home.
And eating me out
Uh,
home.
that's what they do. That's what they do because they don't eat too well when they're in school. So that's what they do. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about college because I see some viewers that's watching. I know they have kids and they have grandkids. Um, some people, you have a kid that's next year going into ninth grade.
Mhm.
Um, is this the time now for parents to start preparing if this student is planning to go to college? Is this the time now? I know it should have been started long time ago, probably in elementary, from elementary to now, but just in case they haven't, what is some of the advice that you can give a parent, grandparent, on that student that just coming into high school and want to go to college, and them trying to prepare and financially to support and help this student get into college, to finance the expensive, help with the expensive, and those that have students in college now, and it's a struggle and whatnot. So what are some of what's the advice that you would give those parents, the ones that just getting into high school and the ones that are in college?
I can tell you what I did with both of my kids. I helped them to identify scholarships, and Shayla, that's my oldest child, she was phenomenal. I mean, she did it like a job. She went online. We would research scholarships, and she religiously applied for scholarships.
Mhm.
Maybe her sophomore year, she got into it a little bit more, where she was like weekly going on researching scholarship applications and filling them out, writing essays. She applied to everyone, big scholarships. I mean, there are all kinds of websites, and there are some scams in that too. But you can tell once you start doing it. There's so many different websites. UNCF.org. I'll give you that one for free. Both of my kids got scholarships from UNCF.org,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
it is
Mhm.
phenomenal. They put new scholarships on weekly. And I was talking to someone who knew somebody, and she said that sometimes they only have a few people applying for scholarships.
Yep.
So my kids applied with the big scholarships, the local scholarships, the fraternities, the sororities, the churches, anybody who had money, McDonald's, everywhere they went, Burger King, what Popeyes, if they have a website, they check to see if they had scholarships. And they when
and
when
they are there.
when
They
Shayla
are there.
graduated,
Yeah,
we didn't have to pay one dime.
yeah. They are
Everything.
there.
And Spelman is very expensive. She graduated from Spelman. So it was scholarships, all scholarships. To God be the glory.
Yeah.
And my son,
But but they are there. The scholarships are there. And what kills me is a lot of times counselors in the high school, whatever, and even middle school do not share that with a lot of the students. But it's there. You have Foot Locker scholarship, you McDonald's, Burger King,
everywhere, everybody.
Walmart. And like you say, they don't a lot of times kids don't do it because they don't know. And then the other thing, it's an essay you got to do. So that kind of deter them from, doing it too. But the funds are there and the money is there. I had this kid that I coached in high school and he ended up going to Florida State. He got a scholarship for track and field in Florida State, Kenya Langston. And he had so much scholarship money that all that he applied for, not the scholarship money that state was giving him. He used a lot of his money when he got an apartment to help furnish his apartment.
Yep. And you're
Because
able to do that.
He was sitting on money because I told him about it. He went on, did essays, $1,000 here, $500 here,
And it adds up.
$800 here. It adds up. It
And
adds
that's
up.
what
So we just
some of my kids' friends are like, oh, I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay. That $500 one is too small, was too small. But who couldn't use $500? I mean, I can use $500 today if you want to cash at me.
exactly.
But
Exactly.
we're not going after those small ones. And that's the mentality. My kids will go after a $10 scholarship if they see one available.
Right.
I mean, and how it works, I mean, not only for school, my daughter, once she graduated, she still applies for scholarships. Her master's program in China, she got a scholarship. That was a scholarship.
Right.
And I mean, same with my son. He plays trumpet and he went and played for an organization that we know and love. And thank God they paid for his trip. They gave him a scholarship for his trip.
It's there.
So, that didn't have to come from their mom. They continue to apply. Shayla's working now, and she's still applying for different scholarships and fellowships they have that are available to her. So
wow. It's there. It's there. It's there. So those that are viewing, those that are watching, just know and you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. You can start applying for those things now and pulling it up because it's right there. I mean, you can go, like you said, Google is your friend. Just pull it up and you Google that scholarship and it pops up and it's there and you can start doing that now. Now let's talk about let's shift this. We probably got like 8 minutes left. Yeah. If someone is over 50 and have no retirement plan, can we give what can they do? They have no retirement plan. What can they do? Is it hopeless? Is it nothing for them? I mean, no chance. It's done.
I believe that as long as you're breathing, there's hope. And I would say start putting the money away from your next paycheck if you can. And if you need to, get a second job. I mean, I know it's hard and you may be like, oh goodness, I don't want to go to the first job, but consider not retiring. If you don't have a retirement plan, keep working as long as you can. There are a lot of nice Walmart greeters. There are a whole bunch of different things that you can do. There are seasonal jobs. I know during the holidays and during the summer, certain stores hire more people. There are lots of different things that you can do, work in museums, in concert halls, different things that you can do to make a little bit of extra money and save the extra to put that away. If you don't plan, if you haven't already started a retirement, then that's something that you can do that you should consider, continue to work and figure out how you can get a little extra stream of income. Go take the real estate test like me. Become a
Hey, do it. I mean, it's so much out there that people that, oh, I need more work or I need this. I mean, it wasn't easy.
mm-mm.
You had to put time into it because I have a friend in Orlando that he has his real estate license now, but he missed out on the test because he didn't apply. He didn't take the time and commit to it. But when he did, he did it. But now he's doing well. So there's opportunities. There's things out there. But sometimes people get at a certain age, they don't want to push like that.
Yeah. But if
So
you decided not to retire, you don't have a nest egg sitting somewhere, then that's something you can consider doing. Or you could sell some of the things that you have, some of the assets that you have that you may not need anymore. That's something that you
okay,
can consider.
right. Before we go, let's probably close out with this one. No, we got two more. Um, what is the most important piece of advice that for everyone that should consider when going debt free? What are some of the advices? What would be a piece of financial advice?
I think one of the most important things that we don't do and we should do is pay off your credit cards. I mean, I think that's one of the critical things. Don't overextend yourself with your credit cards. If you can't pay cash for it, do without. Use your credit cards like in emergency situations because credit cards can kind of help you dig yourself into a hole, and you don't want to do that. You need to, focus, pay off your credit cards, pay them down, and some of us owe a lot on them, but pay off little by little, more than the little amount that they say that you owe. Double the payments, and then that way you can pay it faster.
Now you paid them off. You paid your credit cards off. You zero balance.
Yay!
How is it important to have at least one credit card? How many credit cards should you have?
I usually tell my clients don't have any more than two. Now, don't go cut up your credit cards. Don't say Lisa said get rid of them. No, because some of the ones that you have a longer history with, they help improve your credit score. But don't go out today and say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to get 10 credit cards. If you don't already have 10 credit cards, teach your children that they only really need two in case of an emergency, in case you need to travel somewhere, whatever.
Yes,
Some certain things you can only pay with a credit card.
right.
I was
And
I was traveling last week and they said credit only. So, and some people don't have it. So you have to figure out how to get yourself together so you can get at least one or two credit cards.
and that's the thing is that even though you have them,
Hmm.
how often should you really, if you don't have to use them, don't use them, or should you, like, is it somewhere written law where you need to use it like once or twice just to,
To keep it going,
yeah,
you can use it, but then pay it off. To establish credit for some people, use it. And then so that you can show the creditors that, hey, I have a credit card, I'm using it. Don't use more than 1/3 of it because that'll make your credit score go negative.
right,
But if you use it as soon as you can, pay it off. I mean, at least make the minimum payment if you don't do anything else. If you can't do anything else, make sure you make the minimum payment on time because that all of that affects your credit score. If you pay late, if you don't make the payments on time, if you don't pay, all of that affects your credit score negatively.
right. Because even now, to rent a car, like at the airport, they don't really do the debit stuff anymore.
Nope.
They want a credit card
They
now.
need a credit card. And if they
So
do, if the few that do debit, they charge you more for the
yeah,
deposit. So
for
they're
the
gonna get
deposit.
you one way or the other.
Yeah. Now, okay. You we're gonna get these tips. Probably you're gonna throw some tips at us like every Thursday. I know that you do financial tips on Friday every week. Do you want to share a set of tips with us tonight?
Okay.
Why have you tonight?
Well,
Do you
well,
have one for us?
they can always log on, and I'll tell you at the end my website. But every Friday I do Financial Tip Fridays, where I try to help you save, budget, or just have peace. This past week, my tips were don't deny yourself a treat. For years, I've been telling my clients who are on a strict budget, don't go to Starbucks. We talked about that earlier, but it's okay. You can treat yourself to a cup of coffee or something that you like once in a while. Go for it, but be ready to cut something else. Remember, you don't get the two treats if you're on a strict budget. You try to maintain some kind of control. The second tip is celebrate small victories and reaching goals that you've set. Just like I did, when I passed the real estate test, me and my friends went and got the dollar boba. I mean, because that's something I treat myself with. One of my friends at the beginning of the pandemic started a savings program for herself. She said, each week I'm gonna save $50 per paycheck. And she started, and now 2 years later, she has a nice nest egg. I mean, she has a nice savings. And so when she called me and told me, guess what? I reached the goal of whatever. She took herself to a nice lunch. She didn't spend the whole thing at a fancy restaurant for dinner. She went to her favorite restaurant for lunch. Another one is make saving fun. Find a buddy, accountability partner, somebody who can check in with you, and so you guys can help each other. My friend had somebody to help her stay accountable. Say, okay, nope, don't buy those shoes. Put that money in your savings. The next thing is put up little reminders. If you're trying to reach a goal, let's say you want to buy a new car, don't buy the car if you're trying to get a house. That's going to mess up your ratios. But if you have a house already, or you're not in the market for buying a house and you want to save for a new car, take pictures of a car and take them to your wallet or to your credit card as a friendly reminder not to use that credit card. Another thing is erase the negative voices in your head. When the little voice says, what if things don't work out? Immediately respond, hey, what if they do work out? Do your best to stay positive, and it will help get you to where you're trying to go. Those are the tips from last week. You have to tune in tomorrow to see what my new tips are.
All right. Hey, there you go. There it is. It's right there. Okay. So hey guys, that's some of the stuff that we're gonna get doing the next every Thursday. You don't want to miss it. It's wonderful. I put some of her stuff down to Facebook and IG where you can reach her. Putting it in the comment section. I think that's right.
Mhm.
Um, and so you guys can hook her up, check her out. I mean, trust me, I told you. I heard some of those tips and I followed them. I did them. I'm telling you, I did some of the tips. Think you did one about candles.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I be listening. Yeah. And trust me, y'all, Dollar Tree have everything you want, everything you need.
I
Family
did two
Dollar.
on the Dollar Tree. Two
Yeah.
financial tips on the Dollar Tree.
Yeah. So there it is. Hey, listen, Lisa, thank you. Appreciate you for joining us. It's so much great information. A lot of people are saying needful for information. This was wonderful. Can't wait the next Thursday to hear what's the tip for next Thursday. Thank you. Appreciate you. Peace and blessings to you. You can also, where can they get your book?
My website, www.lisarogers.cherry.com.
Okay, there it is. Let me see. Not Lisa.
And I appreciate you having me, Jeff. Thank you, because it's important to get the information out. So I'm excited to share information. They can get my book on LisaRogersCherry.com. And if they're in the market for real estate, they can go to LisaRogersCherrySellsRealEstate.com. I'm just like,
Put it out there. Put it out there. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. All right. So there it is, right there, guys. Follow her. Check her out. Trust me, you'll thank me later. You will thank me later. Lisa, thank you for joining me on this evening. I know we didn't think we were gonna make it, but we made it. We made it. We
I
made
was
it. You
praying.
made it.
I was
You made
praying.
it. You know, I just got a text, right, saying that it's repaired. So how about that? How about that? All
Thank
right,
you.
guys. Thank you, Lisa. God bless you. Thank you. Hey, y'all, listen, you've been tuned to the South Florida Live podcast. It's an evening. It was an evening of talking finance with the one and only Lisa Roger Cherry. Hey, y'all, I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys joining us on this evening. Thank you for everything you do. Once again, if you want to support this podcast, right there, our information is down, scrolling at the bottom of the screen. You can Cash Appers or Zellers, anyone that you want to do. Cash App right there, $ Glory 777. Zelle is Jeffrey Brown 2094 at Gmail. Jeffrey Brown, JEFFERY Brown at 2094 at Gmail. So thank you once again. As I always say, I'll pray for you, y'all, and pray for me, and we'll watch God change things. God bless you.
The most engaged. Email your idea for show topics to the South Florida Live Show at gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in to South Florida Live with your host, Jeffrey Brown. Email your idea for show topics to the South Florida Live Show at gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in to South Florida Live with your host, Jeffrey Brown.